Hey, I'm Gabe.
And I'm Johnny, and wait a second. What? What? What is this? The hell is this? What the hell's going on?
Where did all these people came from?
Why are we getting so many views?
I don't know. Well, but either way, thank you guys so much for the support we've been getting over these past couple weeks. You have no idea how much this means to us and how it motivates us to keep with our content and trying to improve. But now, onto the video.
Majora's Mask has always set itself apart for being much darker and creepier than other Zelda titles. It may not be the home of the Dead Hand, but all the other's most spooky things in the series were present here. One such case that stands out from the rest for being so out of place in this universe are the supposed extraterrestrial attacking Romani Ranch.
During the night of the first day, those strange beings arrive in an unidentified flying object over Romani Ranch and start making their way towards the barn. Romani is familiar with them and knows they always come for their cattle when the Carnival of Time draws near. This quest feels somewhat unique in the game, as this apparently isn't a new affliction being caused by Skull Kid and Majora, but a recurring problem the ranch girl faces every year.
The mission itself, beyond the trope of ETs abducting cows, seems based on two real-world cases that happened during the 1950s. The physical appearance of the beings are very similar to the Flatwoods Monster, a figure sighted by a few people after a glowing light seemingly fell from the sky. It had glowing eyes, claws for hands, a head shaped like a pointed hood, and seemed to wear some sort of robe. The other is a case that happened near Hopkinsville, where 5 adults and 7 children, according to Wikipedia, other places say 8 adults and 3 children, had to defend their farmhouse from multiple small, big-headed and big-eyed trespassers for many hours during one night.
It is quite interesting that her older sister and currently owner of the ranch, Crimea, doesn't believe Romani and is unaware of the incoming danger. This implies such attacks started in recent years, as Romani is still young, and if their parents used to fight aliens in the past, Crimea would probably have known of this task inherited with the ranch.
Romani has been capable of dealing with these invaders by herself so far, otherwise her sister will be expecting some cows to go missing since the carnival is closed. Maybe this year they were more prepared, or got influenced somehow by Majora's magic, so the ranch defense would go sideways this time, if not for Link's presence. During his first few time loops, he lacks the means to go through the blocked road to the ranch in time, arriving only to witness a disturbed and confused Romani with no memories of being abducted alongside their cattle.
Despite the results of their actions, those aliens don't seem to be particularly aggressive or having any immediate ill intentions against humans, and got Romani by accident. No abducted cows were returned, but Romani seems to be physically unharmed and suffering the mental side effects of whatever was done to erase her memories, even forgetting who Link was. There was also a cuckoo inside the barn overnight that was left alone, and they made no efforts to harm or stop Link even when being shot by his arrows.
Please note that when we use the word alien here, it is with the literal meaning of the word, something different, strange, from somewhere else. We're not necessarily saying they come from outer space. They could, but there's just not enough evidence to know. They could come from another planet, from another dimension, from the afterlife if they are actually ghosts, or even from elsewhere in Termina. The apparitions are obviously based on what we would expect of an ET attack. And while the balloons Romani sets up look more like regular poles than the enemy she actually faces at night, and they are a few times referred to as ghosts, this could be simply because semi-medieval ranchers would lack the modern concept of beings from another world that we as players have.
They do share many similarities with the ghosts present in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Like poles, they float, pass through solid walls, disappear when defeated, can be shot down by arrows, and look similar. However, they have many peculiar characteristics not shared by those undead spirits. Like mentioned before, they arrive in a bright ball of light. They are impervious to all attacks beside arrows. They vanish with a strange flash of light and high-pitched sound. They disappear at the first sight of sunlight, and, if successful, they take the cattle away by beaming up through a beam of light.
Though Link can get hurt if he gets in the way and enters in contact with any of them, they still show no intention of retaliation nor fear, even with many of their kin repeatedly falling around to Link's arrows, which would be the expected response from normal people and animals. Their numbers are constant. Whenever one is hit, they disappear in a unique manner, only for another to spawn following the same route. So whatever magic or technology they use may be preventing them from being actually harmed and just being redeployed on the field.
Their purpose with Romani cows can only be speculated, as dogs, chickens, and humans were not interesting for the aliens. What makes them special could be the production of the famous Chateau Romani, an expensive and unique milk. When Link drinks it, he gets unlimited magical power for 3 days. Such a source of energy, especially if they use magic to power the feats we've seen, would be extremely valuable for their kind.
Another interesting piece of information is that none of the people who live around the ranch, including Crimea, seem to be aware of what exactly happened during that night. Even when failing, Crimea is worried about Romani's state and the missing cows, but makes no mention of the invaders as she was asleep at the time. But the Gorman brothers, who live a bit further down the road, heard that ghosts or something showed up in the ranch. The Gormans have been sabotaging, trying to take Romani Ranch out of business. Now, were they simply spying on the ranch that night? Or could they be somehow involved with them?
Well, that's all for this theory. Feel free to suggest ideas for future videos, and if you enjoyed this one, please remember to give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel, and tell us down below what do you think those aliens are.
And if you want more, you can click here to check our last video about all the strange giant bones scattered around in Breath of the Wild. And once again, thank you so much for the support. We've never expected to get this many views so fast. We really appreciate it.
See you next time.
Bye!